Alrighty, as soon as you get your rat, we're going to make your first cut directly down the middle of the abdomen. That way we can open it up and look at all of those organs inside. So you're going to take your scissors, you're going to start cutting at about the base of this rat near its anus, and you're going to continue to cut in an upward motion from the base of the anus all the way to about where the chest is, making careful attention not to cut through any of the actual organs that are inside. So you'll see here, we've got that first incision. We're going to make our second incision next, making an I shape near the legs and then near the arms as well. So you should have something like this. Now, depending on how deep you cut, you might actually be able to separate the skin from the muscle. So that's what you can see happening here in this video. The dissector is separating the skin from that muscular lining or that abdominal lining. Um, but we haven't actually revealed any of the organs yet. So from here, we are going to need to continue cutting some more. Again, making sure that we are paying careful attention not to cut through any of the organs that are inside. So always cut with an upward motion. And I will warn you guys, when you are opening and cutting your rat, there is going to be some juice inside. It's not blood, but it will maybe spill out depending on how much liquid is inside of your rat. That's actually formalin. It's not blood. It's not urine. It's not anything like that. So this is what your rat should look like once we've opened it up. We're going to take a look right here at this rib cage and the chest cavity. So next thing we're going to do, you'll notice right here, there's this flap. That's not tissue. That is actually the diaphragm. So careful not to cut through that, but you are going to cut through this rib cage next because we want to open it up and see those organs that are inside of the chest cavity. So chest cavity, there's a couple of things that we are going to be taking a look at inside. The first one, and we're gonna zoom in just a little bit for this one. Right in the center is the rat heart. On each side, you'll see there are some lungs. This lung has multiple lobes or sections of the lung, but the heart is right in the center, and then the lungs are on either side. What we're going to want to do next is we're actually going to remove that heart. We're going to take it out, and we're going to cut it in half lengthwise. That way we can take a look at its internal structures. Right, so this is what your heart should look like once you've removed it. Like I said, we're going to cut it in half lengthwise. That way we can open it up like a butterfly and look at all of those internal portions. So we're going to cut it just like this. And you'll notice there are different chambers inside, or pieces, and it's very similar to the heart of a human. So the next thing we're going to take a look at is the digestive system. We're going to start off at the very top of the digestive system with this dark purple brown piece. Now this whole thing is the liver. All right, I'm going to have you guys take it out. That way we can have some more room to take out a couple of other organs. But that whole section, all of these multiple pieces, that whole thing is the liver. The next piece that we have right here is going to be the stomach itself. If y'all remember, we said the stomach has a pH of 3. It also has a lot of digestive enzymes to continue to help aid with breaking down those foods into nutrients as we consume it. So that is the stomach. It kind of looks like a pale J. Once food has gone through the stomach, it's going to pass into the next section of the digestive system, which is going to be the small intestine. That's going to be the next organ that you're identifying. It kind of looks like stringy spaghetti, and you'll notice that it's kind of connected with this plastic-looking film. Now that plastic-looking film is known as mesentery, and what you guys are going to do is you're going to actually sort of pull apart that small intestine very, very carefully, trying to keep the whole thing connected. But you are going to need to rip apart that mesentery with some care, and then stretch it out and continue to stretch out until there is no more mesentery holding it together. Now we're going to talk about that larger piece a little bit later, but from here, right, we're going to have food go through the esophagus into the stomach. We're going to break it down. It's going to go into the small intestine, where we're going to continue to break down that food. We're also going to start to absorb those nutrients into our bloodstream. And then next up, this whole section right here is actually the large intestine. Large intestine, this is going to be one of our final stops in the digestive system. It's going to be where we have our final stages of nutrient absorption and water absorption as it passes through the body. And you can see this rat right here actually still has some partially digested food before it makes its way out through the rectum. Now, last but not least, you'll see these two little bean-shaped structures in the back. Those are the kidneys. I'm going to have you remove those as well. Cut them in half just like you did with the heart.